What's up, everybody, and welcome to the WesterBros podcast. I'm Andrew Schultz. I'm here with Haney, Marco, and Jack, and we are back with another episode. First of all, thank you guys so much for indulging in the first ever episode. I was blown away by the amount of people that took the time out to listen. I think we're up to like 125,000 listens right now between SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. So thank you guys so much for listening. Now, what we did with the last episode and the first episode was we did Game of Thrones. And yes, we did fuck up by waiting to the final episode of season 7 to do it. We are aware of that. We're not going to go back and watch every single episode and do it over again. Okay, we don't have that time. As I said, this is the only podcast about Game of Thrones for dudes who got laid in high school. We are continuing to get laid after high school. So we don't have the time to watch, I don't know, 1,000 hours of Game of Thrones shit and then record podcasts with it, even though that would be a delightful thing if we had thought about it back in the day. But we are going to continue. We're going to do a couple other shows. Today, we're going to do the movie It. We just went to see the movie It. And just to give you a little update, we're also going to be doing Stranger Things when it drops in October. That's going to be hot. I think we're going to be doing Atlanta. Marco's a big Atlanta fan. I don't know if Haney, if you're a big Atlanta. And Jack?
I'm into it.
Okay, I haven't watched Atlanta. Okay, so I'm going to watch season 1 to catch up and then come back in. I know I'm a stand-up. I'm supposed to watch all these comedy things. But
no, just a great show.
All right, fair enough. I just tend to not watch comedy because I do it all the time. It's like, like porn stars who don't want to fuck or whatever like that. It's like you just don't want to be around what you do. You know what I mean? I want to hold hands. So I like the drama. I'm more drawn to the drama, but I'm going to watch it. And then we're going to come back for Westworld. And there's a little drama for Westworld that we'll probably get into maybe later in this episode, where currently Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Dolores, she's blocked me on Twitter. She's quite upset at me. Jimmy Simpson, who plays, what the fuck does he play?
What's his name?
Does she follow you?
The young Ed Harris. He plays young Ed Harris. Yeah. No, she doesn't follow me, but we had a back and forth, and now I've been blocked. Jimmy Simpson came in, trying to back her up, trying to defend.
Jimmy with an eye.
He's still in character, apparently.
Very much in character. Yeah. Came at the kid. He came at the kid heavy. Okay, he really thought he was going to take a swing, And I think it's going to be a very entertaining. Put it this way: when Westworld's back on, I think the WesterBros podcast is going to be quite entertaining. It's going to be quite entertaining with our commentary on these two characters, both of whom I think are incredibly talented actors. Their politics, absolutely horrible, but as actors, excellent, and I support them. We'll get into that later. Right now, let's get into It. We all saw it together. We agreed not to say a single word about it until we came to record this podcast right now. I am the only one in this group who has seen the original It.
Yep, most of it.
You've seen some of it. Oh, that's another thing. Yes, the original It is a 2 VHS. For anybody who's young, VHS were these block things that you would put into a
I can't believe you
VCR. I know. There was a time where you would actually have these giant units. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So you put them into a VCR watch. It was a double. I couldn't stay up late enough at this 3rd or 4th grade sleepover party to watch it. It was also rated NC-17. Remember, there was only a few movies back in the day that was rated NC-17. Kids, remember Kids? Mm-hmm. It was rated NC-17.
Showgirls,
great fucking call. We had to steal that from the Blockbuster from our local rental store to see that. Totally worth it to see Jesse Brinkley.
Jesse Spano,
yeah, Brinkley. Who the fuck is Brinkley? Christy, I'm thinking about.
Is a real name have a Brinkley in it?
I don't know. I'm mixing curly-haired blondes.
That's fine. They're all the same.
Anyway, they're all the same. Here we go. Except for Cersei. Cersei's the only woman that Marco truly respects.
Hashtag I'm with her.
I love it. So I saw the original. These guys haven't seen the original, so I might, make some commentary about the original to give context. I like this. I thought it was good. There were some things that were a little different than the original that I kind of wish the original had, because those things from the original scared me for about 2 years. I was frightened for about 2 years after that movie. It changed my life, that movie, the original It. Because I never saw It die, or I never saw anything happen to him.
Were you freaked out by clowns before you saw the movie?
Damn, it wasn't even the clowns. What he would do in the original, which they didn't do here, he would crawl up through the drain. So there was a scene where somebody was just in a bathroom in a shower, and he climbs up through the drain.
Oh.
He climbs up through a toilet, B. He climbs up through a toilet. I'm 3rd grade It's a sleepover at my friend Derek Yadgaroff's house. There's 10 of us there. I cannot go to sleep. I can't go to sleep for the life of me, right? I don't know all the kids at the sleepover. I have to go pee. I've been holding it for 2 hours waiting for sunlight. No sunlight. I tap this kid who I don't even know, and I go, bro, do me a favor. Walk with me to the bathroom and just stay in the bathroom while I go pee. I know. I say, stay in the bathroom while I take a piss, right?
In the bathroom.
In the fucking
Not
bathroom.
by the door.
This cuck walks with me to
do it, then he calls him a cuck.
He's the cuck. He got fucking scared. This cuck walks with me to the bathroom. Once he hears me start peeing, jets. So now I got to finish peeing
Good for
while
him,
it is sneaking out of the fucking drain. I'm literally peeing on it while he's sneaking out of the drain. That's how frightened I am. I go back in the room, still can't go to sleep. I knock on my friend's parents' door.
No way.
Wow.
I ask them if I can sleep in their bed with them.
Power move, dude.
Bam. I went to
I guess
sleep.
you can call it that.
I'm concerned about the overall legality
Yo,
of that.
facts! Son, how crazy how much did my parents trust these people?
Different time.
I told my parents the next day, I go, God, Mom, Dad, I was so scared for the movie, I actually slept in bed with Mr. and Mrs. Yadgaroff. And there was no, I'm sorry, you did what? And they were like, oh, how nice of them to fuck you. And like, they didn't even care. There was no concern
Wait, so
whatsoever.
they let you sleep in the bed?
Son, in between them, bro.
No way.
In between them. In the middle of them.
The foot of the bed, was it?
Bro, I was using the same pillow as Mrs. Yadgaroff. Her hair in my face.
Under the covers? Over the
Under, dog. I was tucked in.
Tucked in.
Bro,
Wait, how old are you? How old are you in third or fourth grade? Is that like 9, 10?
I was like 9, 10, but I shouldn't be seeing NC-17. That's double my age. You can't double age restriction on a movie. Anyway, it literally for the next 2 years of my life, I was afraid to pee by myself. I was afraid to go into bathrooms by myself. It was absolutely frightening. So, for anybody who goes and sees this movie right now, you don't have to worry about that urinal shit, okay? That's all. That is my little backstory. Everybody here, my understanding is there's a fear of clowns.
No.
Good.
I don't enjoy the genre.
You don't enjoy a horror movie.
I just don't get it.
We have to put things in context here. You're afraid of horror movies, right?
I'm not afraid of horror movies.
What?
I don't understand the allure of horror movies. Much different.
Okay, elaborate. Because it sounds like someone who's afraid of horror movies would say.
You got all the things that go on a daily basis in the world, right?
Yeah.
Especially now in 2017. You got like your political stuff. You got 2 hurricanes just hit. You got all this stress. You got your day job. I don't have kids. If you got kids running around.
Yeah.
You have all that stress. And you get, this was a long movie, 2 hours to yourself. Why would you want to spend it making it yourself feel shittier? Like, what is the attraction to that? That's what I don't get.
Do you go to like roller coasters or anything like that? Do you do that?
That's not scary. That's fun. A roller coaster's fun.
But isn't it fun because of the fear?
That's because like you're moving all around, your guts are moving all around, like it's a whole thing. Right?
That was the Shake Shack.
The Shake Shack?
Shake Shack, yeah.
Yo, but like, no, that's like a thrill. That's like a thrill. Like you're moving fast. There's aerodynamics involved. Like it's 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't get.
So you don't go on roller coasters to be scared?
No, I go because they're fun. Those are
But
fun.
some people you would assume go on them to be scared, right? Like
Sure.
Right.
I don't get that.
You don't get that at all.
I don't get why you would want to do that.
Okay. So
I prefer to watch things that make me feel good.
Right. It's important to note that you've been to war.
Correct.
Like real war.
Right.
Right. And you're like, horror movies is just not your cup of tea.
Nah, man. We used to watch Love Actually in Iraq. Like, that's what we watched, man. I got the box set in One Tree Hill, nice and light. Keep it fucking.
That's how you get through the war,
That's how you
bro.
get through it, right? I'm not trying to watch something deep. I got real problems to deal with.
Well, I got to worry about Taliban and clowns.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about both of these motherfuckers.
No lie, I've watched The Breakup at Marco's place no less than a dozen times.
That's what I
Anytime it's on, Marco just stops on The Breakup. And
The Breakup's a great movie.
And he looks at me like I've never seen it before. Like I haven't been on his couch. Oh, it's a good one. This is a good one.
I don't like anything that heavy. Like, dude, this is a true story too. I watched Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I had to call Haney afterward to have him explain to me how I was feeling. I was like, yo, there's all this stuff going on. I can't go to sleep. What? Tell me how to feel, Tone. Like,
he told me he had to put on belly to make himself.
Yeah, that's what I say that.
Bring you back down.
Bring it right back down.
Someone needs to get killed.
Is
Drugs need to be sold.
Is above the rim on?
Okay, Haney.
So I'm not gonna be like Mark and act like horror movies don't scare me. Horror movies scare me.
But the
And that's why I
clown
don't like-
specifically?
No, I'm not. I don't have a fear of clowns, but just any of the horror movie. Anytime like you hear the music coming, something's about to jump out.
Yeah.
And it jumps out.
Yeah.
I jump every fucking time.
Oh,
Horror
yeah.
movies scare me.
Same.
I'm soft. I have no problem with it.
We got caught on that first one. We knew the eyes were gonna open.
Yeah.
I got caught like 5 times on it.
Yeah, it was that was light. Okay, so you're afraid you just don't like the feeling that is giving you these horror movies.
Yeah, I don't like being scared.
You don't like being scared.
Right.
But here's the thing that's interesting to me. You grew up in the burbs.
Yes.
You too?
Yeah.
Where?
Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence. That's kind of burby.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Jack, you're a city boy.
Combination, yeah.
Combination, but kind of. This movie encapsulates, I grew up here in the city, encapsulates every reason why I would never want to live in the suburbs.
It's a great point.
Well, there's the
Every
suburbs and then
sin-
there's Maine. We got to make a.
Wait, is
a
this from
distinction.
Maine, this place?
It took place in Maine, yeah, which,
Yo, it's the worst fucking town I've ever was.
Bro, Derry.
Dairy, yeah.
If you're not a kid, you're a pedophile. Right? Like there are 2 people in this town.
All the parents were fucked up.
Did that exist in the original? Where there was like that dual
Honestly,
threat?
I think I was too young to realize a creepy relationship between father and
I mean, you
daughter.
were sleeping in other people's parents' beds. So you were
Subliminally,
not
you
something,
picked up on it.
not something you're uncomfortable with.
What if that's what the parents did to me? They're like, let me start this father-kid relationship so he's buttered up. He won't be able to go to sleep. They probably spiked my drink with fucking caffeine pills or something like that, kept me up all night, so I scooted into bed with them. They could have molested me.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Uncovering some deep
Sorry,
shit.
past girlfriends, if I've had intimacy issues. It's Mr. and Mrs. Yadgaroff who gave it to me. Okay, Jack, clowns.
Clowns I don't fuck with at all.
Why?
I've
You're
just
6'6".
I'm 6'6".
You
but
wasn't always 6'6".
Yeah, I wasn't always
That's
6'6". And I don't know. I got a lot of phobias, man. Spiders, clowns, I got a lot of shit. But I'm kind of in between these two. Like,
What else besides spiders?
No, that's fine.
We don't need to dive that deep.
I feel like the good shit. No, the good shit is coming. Vibrators, marzipan. I need to know the random weird shit that you're afraid of.
Nah, it's not that weird. It's like all the shit that everybody's afraid of. I'm just afraid of all those things.
Okay.
But I'm kind of in between you two. Like, I get the allure of horror movies. I get why people like it. I think, like you said, it's part of a ride. People think of it like an experience. They like to go through the torture. But for me personally, I don't enjoy having that moment where you're waiting for something to pop out and it does or it doesn't when you think it's going to happen. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's suspense. You don't like that thing. But clowns really fun. First of all, let's talk about this whole clown shit. Obviously, everybody who's watched this movie, who's listening to this podcast, but if you haven't, the bad guy is pretty much a clown, but it's a lot deeper than that. But anyway, a fucking scary clown. How does anybody become a clown? That's what we should have done, is brought a fucking clown onto this podcast. What happens in your life where you want to be a clown? Where you're like, I enjoy making people laugh, but just kids.
Yeah, as an adult, when you think looking back, like I don't know anyone that was like, I want to be a clown. I think it's like that guy just is down on his luck and is looking for any sort of paycheck.
Yeah, you're a felon. There's no way that you don't have felonies and you're end up becoming a clown. I just don't understand what the allure is. Like, if you like making people laugh, make adults laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are clowns failed stand-ups?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know. I
No
mean,
shots.
guys, if I end up being a clown in the near future, we'll know.
Hey, listen.
Fuck. That's not weird to you guys? That
No,
you
it's
could,
No, it's weird. And it's funny because I think at some point, like, you kind of heard that joke, like, if someone's a clown, like, they're probably, like...
A pedophile.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I never understood, but, like, as you got older, it's like, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, like, that person is probably none right with that guy.
Yeah, and why would we ever hire one to come to our house?
But like, what's the
I have
clown
one.
market currently? Like, is that still a thing? Or
You
is
got
that
the
a dying?
hip-hop clown.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Remember?
clown?
You don't remember the
hip-hop
hip-hop clown? The guy?
No.
The homie?
No, not homie from whatever. I'm talking...
Living Color?
No, that's back in the day. I'm talking about the guy who would have the commercials on all the time.
Today.
Dude, I had him on a show I used to do on a job called Jobs and on Suck on MTV too. He did a piece. He was like the hip hop clown. That was his thing. You've never heard of this guy?
No.
He used to buy ad space
Seen
What? Ad space where? Like, what do you mean?
on TV.
largest, but like as a whole, like are kids' parents still getting clowns for
So
their
hold on.
birthdays
So
and shit?
you said you went to a birthday party with a clown.
For my birthday, I had
Your parents
Bozo
got
the
you a
Clown, who was a New York City clown, I guess.
Yeah, he was big.
yeah,
That's
Bozo
big.
was like the famous clown, right?
And it was a big deal. Like all the kids, it was a big hit. I was a popular kid after that. But I think looking back now,
that was a long time ago.
I want to see the response of my parents' faces during that. Like, I wish I could pull a brand and just go back and look at their reactions to the clown, because they're probably all nervously looking around, like, are we supposed to, like, what
Did
is
you have the fear of clowns back then?
I don't remember being scared of Bozo. No, I think I was enjoying.
Who's scared of Bozo? He's the best.
Yeah.
Fuck these clowns, okay? I'm over it. I don't want it. I hope that there are clowns that are watching this movie and feeling like, oh, this, paints a bad image. You paint us all like these fucking weirdos. You are all weirdos. Every single one of you that is a clown is a weirdo, and you need to cut it out. That's at least how I personally feel. These views are not maybe shared by the rest of the guys on WesterBros.
No, we clown shame here.
We do clown shame, full clown
clown
shame.
shame.
Yeah, get
Fuck
your
clowns.
stupid big shoes, okay? That's all it is. You're just overcompensating
Yeah. Go
for
get
your
a job.
small feet.
Go get a job at Whole Foods.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack.
Well, I wanted to hear what you thought of the movie, because you had seen the original, so I didn't.
I thought it was good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I mean, I wasn't like blown away by it. I thought it was cool. I thought the guy who played the clown was legit. He was creepy.
He was legit.
is
and
that guy?
I thought the
Do
kids
you
were
know
good.
that
He's
guy?
Some Swedish guy.
He's Stellan Skarsgård's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know who Stellan Skarsgård is?
No,
Yeah.
did he just die?
He's the guy. You ever see the new girl with the dragon tattoo? The new version
Yeah.
with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy, the ultimate bad guy in that, who has the thing in his basement. Trying to think of.
Wasn't he
He's been in
in-
a ton of shit. Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's the professor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I should have thought of
No,
that.
I
for
fucks
the
with that
first
guy.
one.
Yeah, he was in like some Thor movie. He was in
Yeah,
one of those Thor
yeah.
movies. Okay, yeah, I
I
like
know
him.
who he is. You
yeah,
never
yeah.
showed me the
No,
picture.
but his IMDb,
I love Good Will
his
Hunting.
IMDb profile picture is amazing. Look at him. He looks like he's like wasted.
Oh, yeah, he's shit
Yeah,
faced.
yeah.
He's in San Tropez. This is him after Cannes or some festival. Look at him.
And then his other kid is an actor too. He's in True Blood, or he was in True Blood.
His forehead really isn't that big, right?
I don't think so. I've never seen a picture of the
Wait, that's
kid.
Skarsgård's dad?
No, the kid.
That's
the
his
kid
son.
that played the clown.
Yeah.
Oh, but what about the other Skarsgård, like the handsome one?
That's his brother.
Oh, that's his dad. That's his dad.
Hold on, that's his
Yeah.
brother.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's his brother, yeah.
So one of them is good looking, the other one's a fucking clown.
Well, we don't know how the other one. I don't know.
Dude, he said the one from True Blood, right?
Yeah.
I never watched True Blood.
Wait a minute, Peter
Big Little
Sarsgaard.
Lies.
Yeah, is
Big
this
Little
other
Lies. Big Little
is the brother of it?
Big Little Lies, the guy used to fuck the shit out of Nicole Kidman and then beat the crap out of her.
Yes,
That
yeah,
one?
Yeah.
That's his brother. That's the clown's brother.
That's the clown's brother. Interesting. Okay.
So the Skarsgårds can act. We know that. I thought all the kids were fucking great.
Yeah, Richie was great.
Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's Richie.
Yeah,
He played
yeah.
Richie.
Yeah.
Very he's like the comedic relief.
The main kid was good, I thought.
Yeah, Bill.
And the fat kid was
Fat
good.
kid was
Fat
great.
kid was
Can't
great.
call him that.
Yeah, we can call him Tits. They call this kid Tits in the
Yeah.
movie. This seems like I'm body shaming.
What do you want to call him? Chubby, husky? Like
Bro,
what term do you
the
want
Do
to
we
call
want
kid-
to talk about the love triangle, or do we want to like go?
Okay,
back
we're
to
gonna
that?
get to the
We're gonna
Eiffel
get to
Tower, but I just want to. I want to before we get to the Eiffel Tower, just acknowledge Tits. The kid. There's a scene where they purposely make him shirtless, and the kid is curvy.
Yeah.
The dude has huge fucking tits, bro. He is a very heavy titted guy.
I feel like
he is a heavy titted
I
guy.
can talk about this as like the heaviest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Someone who's been heavy for a majority of their life.
Right.
Like, I could fat shame because I was there. I was that kid.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
jiggled a lot as a kid. I would say that kid is fat, husky, chubby, whatever you want to call him.
But
wanna go
tits,
with.
he specifically has tits.
Yeah, he
That's-
did.
That's the
Yeah, he
thing that's
did.
going on. And they would just refer to him as tits, which is fine. Now you got this girl. How old is the girl in real life? Because we
15.
need to have a
She's
conversation.
15.
You already
In
checked?
real life?
I check, yeah.
Who directed
Jeez.
this movie, B?
Oh,
Some guy I'd
Because
never heard of before. He
those
did a good
kids were
job, though.
12.
He did a good job.
He did a great job directing the movie, but like the
Andy
first.
Muschietti.
We need to have a talk with Andy because the first scene on the girl. Tell me I'm right or wrong. The first scene on the girl in the pharmacy, she kind of got a fatty. I'm not, look, it's disgusting to acknowledge, but at the same time, why are you doing a close-up? There were some weird things in the movie.
There were a few weird things.
You
that
don't
was
even
like-
see her. All you see is her in tight jeans. It made me feel uncomfortable, bro. It made me feel uncomfortable.
It was a little uncomfortable.
It made me feel uncomfortable, right?
Almost, it got more uncomfortable when someone said,
No,
she got a
no.
pooper.
I did. Listen, one of y'all said, one of you guys said,
Maybe it was the row behind us.
I said,
Maybe it was the row behind us.
I think it was the row behind us. They were like, yo, she got a pooper.
Don't drop the R and pretend it was me. It was not me.
The hard R.
It was a pooper.
Set me up. I ain't going out
Someone's
like
got a pooper in this scene. Okay, so she's in here. It feels a little uncomfortable, right? The other line, there's all this weird underage sex shit.
A lot of weird. Well, so there's a whole nother sex thing about the original It.
Okay.
So apparently there's a lot of backlash now because people who are retroactively going back to the original book by Stephen King.
Yeah.
Who's a fucked up motherfucker because how does he come up with this whole thing?
Twisted dude, yes.
Apparently, at the climax of the movie, the way that they defeat Pennywise is
the clown.
They have to have sex with each other. They have to have an orgy in order to get rid of the Pennywise. This is a thing. I've never read it. I don't know exactly what goes down.
Wait, go on.
In the book, but there's all this backlash now because people.
I heard about this too, and I was like, kind of waiting for it in the movie. Like, man, like this is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
When all these kids have some weird child orgy.
Yeah.
I'd heard that there's a child orgy in the original. What about the original movie?
Not in the original movie.
I didn't see the end.
No,
So just
I haven't seen it, but I heard because people were going back and saying, why is that in the book in the first place? Because a lot of people who hadn't read the book went back. And so now there's this kind of backlash against Stephen King because he included that.
Let me ask you this question. So they were on the train on Shorty with the fat poopa? Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is that, there was one girl and what, 5 guys? So there were probably...
That's the only way to beat Pennywise.
I think, and I guess the logic behind it, a friend of mine was telling me about it. He's a huge Pennywise fan.
Let me tell you what the logic behind it is. Some horny ass 15-year-olds, they're like, the only way we could beat this clown is if you cough off some of that box. That's the exact logic behind that. Let's keep it very real. But what is Stephen King saying?
He said, well, apparently the reason why is that they had to have like the most traumatic experience in order to erase all the traumatic experiences that Pennywise could present to them. And so if they share it with each other, it's not from him. And so that defeats him. I don't know. It's fucking questionable that it was in there from the first place. But
It's
What's
like
up?
that conversation we were having before about like taking the power away from it with the like what?
Oh yeah,
some random thing like
Just going to a dark
not
place.
ran, no, not
Going
random
to a
thing.
dark
I
place.
was I went on a date with this girl who's polyamorous. She like she's not like faithful. Did I tell? Were you there
No.
for this? Yeah, you were there. And I didn't even know she was until I was on a date, and she told me she had a boyfriend. And then on this day, she also told me about like how she'd been raped and shit like that, like some just crazy shit. But I got to putting things together, and I think part of the idea of like polyamory or like having multiple partners, I think for women is what they're doing is like they're belittling the act of sex, so it also belittles the trauma of sexual assault or rape.
which made sense. I thought it made sense.
You know what I mean? So if
that's probably
sex
the
is
same
a
kind of-
frivolous act, then that rape thing that happened to her is also frivolous. It's not taking away from it. Whatever. It's an interesting coping mechanism.
I mean, I didn't think about it like that, but maybe that's why that's in there. Maybe that.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, if we could do this horrible thing, how can he scare, how can, what's it called? It scare us, or Pennywise scare us with any of these other things in our life.
But so then apparently this was chapter 1. We saw that at the end of the movie. They said chapter 1. Chapter 2 is 27 years later. They're going to cast all these big name actors.
Okay, so who are they casting? Go through who you.
Well, what I was going to say was chapter 2 in the book, they all come back together after 27 years after having an orgy with each other. So there's like built-in fucking crazy
Tension.
shit. Yeah, tension. Yeah. Now they just did a blood oath, which was fucking weird too.
Let me ask you a question. During the orgy, are they grabbing his tits? Because those
I don't know.
I don't want to talk about this.
Really uncomfortable space. I'm in a really
I don't
We're
want
about to pull in a
to
Pennywise expert.
I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Who are they casting?
Okay, so who are they casting? What do
You
you
got to go
think?
Tobey Maguire with the main guy.
Oh, Ellen Page.
What?
Bill's going to be Ellen Page. Dude, without a doubt. Come on. Bill isn't going to be Ellen Page. Bill definitely is trans 27 years later.
Well, he hooked up with your girl.
Yeah, you can say he's a lesbian. He's a trans, trans
Okay.
woman. Whatever. I got the trans vibe. He had those little shades of purple in his hair. Did you see that? You didn't see this? We were talking about.
He had like the shave.
Yeah, he had the Woman's March haircut. It was like a little in little shades. It looked good. It looked good.
I don't know what purple you saw, but he had the haircut.
No, he had little shades. He had
Looked
little
fine.
shades. Okay, so you go Tobey Maguire, or okay, I say Ellen Page. Who do you say for Bill?
As Bill, how old are they supposed to be?
27 years later.
Yeah, so
So 15.
I mean, he said
He's in
40.
his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Go back. Come back to me.
Yo, I'm gonna go with a random name, Kieran Culkin.
Oh, that's so corny.
AKA Macaulay's brother.
Great call.
Great call. Have you ever seen what that kid looks like?
Yes.
He could use a little resurgence in his career too.
Okay, Marco, you gonna drop something on us or what?
No, I have nobody.
We got nothing. We'll come back to you. John Boyega for the black kid.
Yes, I was thinking that too.
Oh, for sure.
That's Star Trek, right?
Yep.
He's not the too.
So hold on. So
Who's tits?
Amy Adams.
Wait, no, that's not
he's talking
tits.
Andy Milanauskas. His name.
I was going with Fat Jonah Hill, but
Did I get it? Milanauskas. Close enough. Yo, real true story. One time I was in LA. We were about to get into a club, and we were like, bartering with the bouncer, and he's like, "Yo, you guys got to get a table. There's one table left. Like, period."
Well, let's set the story. So Marco was stationed in Southern California when he was in the Marine. He was about to go on tour in Iraq. We went out to go see him before he went on a tour. So we went out. We took him out to LA. Like, let's have a good night. Yep. Bouncer giving us a hard time. Like, fuck, man, we'll get a table. Like, we want to show my boy a good time before he leaves.
You didn't drop that he's going to war card?
Nah,
we did.
That doesn't play in California. That doesn't play in California.
You said to the guy, "I'm about to go to Iraq," and he was like, "It's going to be 4-bottle minimum."
That doesn't play in California. But listen, so we're there, we're ready to get in. We huddle up. We're like, all right, man, let's fucking do this, right? As that happens, a limo pulls up, door opens, Andy Milanauskas comes rolling out of it, right?
Like wasted already,
already wasted. Baggy Jenkos on and fucking Vans, and he walks right past the bouncer, and we're like, all right, man, we'll take it. And he looks at me, he's like, yo, Andy Milanauskas just took your table, and I was just like, damn. Fuck Andy Milanauskas, but seriously, I was asking for that role. I'm just saying.
Bro, I'm baffled. I can't believe that they wouldn't let you in off the strength of you're about to do a tour of duty.
Nah, it was in Texas. We were in fucking California, bro.
It's actually a downgrade if you're
much downgrade.
Are you?
Because there's a lot of drunk soldiers and Marines over there, and they're just like, man, fucking guys. And we get drunk. I get it.
That's kind of where they end up.
I get it. I'm not too mad at them.
Yeah.
And they end up after that. Yeah. They're just not having it. They're like, oh, these guys are gonna come in here and drink and fight.
I always wanted to prank them by having a active duty member in full outfit and having them in a wheelchair and tucking their legs under something and seeing if they would say no.
In California they might.
There's no way.
Okay, you're right.
Bro,
you're right.
I mean, that would be mind-boggling. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Anyway, but it didn't play well there.
Fuck, Andy Milanauskas. Shout out to Andy. Okay, who else was there? You say Amy Adams. I say Emma Stone.
Yep, either or.
Emma Stone too young. We're gonna go in
Not Emma Stone, Amy Adams. Oh, who said Emma Stone?
I said Emma Stone. She's too young. Amy is probably better.
Yo, that girl was like a spinning image of a young Amy Adams. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
I thought it was Amy. I had to look up to see if it was her daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
She looked exactly like Amy.
I mean, Amy Adams could cast in everything, though. Can we get someone else?
Okay,
I don't think they can afford Amy Adams.
I mean, you can go Jess Chastain.
Oh, I like Jessica Chastain. I like that Jessica Chastain.
Because she's also got that alpha female energy. I'm in charge. Great call. And then finally, she doesn't have to go to space. Every movie she's in, she's got to go to space.
She's either finding Bin Laden or going to space.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, who else was there? There's Fat Kid. You say Milanauskas.
Who's playing Richie?
Oh, so who's playing Richie?
Me, obviously. I got to be
not age appropriate.
Bro, come on.
Not age appropriate.
Come on, I'll be there by now. What is it, 27 years later? I can play 40.
Glasses?
Say what?
You gonna rock those glasses?
Yeah, if they want to pay me. Shit, I could do some quick barbs or garbs. What is it called when you snap back?
Wait, he was good though. He was good in it.
Yeah, barbs.
Yeah, no, he was excellent. He was, and I was surprised he pulled it off because he's such a dork.
The opposite
in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So here's what happened with me with this film. I thought it was a shittier Stranger Things.
So I got a Stranger Things vibe as well from the movie, and I didn't know if it was the kid, or just like the feel
of it. It's in the 80s. Mm-hmm. That's another thing is that
the bikes,
the characters, like they're all
character. There's a fat kid who's kind of funny. You got the fat.
Yeah. It was like an R-rated Stranger Things, but I think it's a combination. I think if it didn't take place in the 80s, we might be saying
it couldn't take place in any other decade. Can't take place now.
Why?
Bunch of kids on their iPhones.
Yeah.
Right? They ain't riding bikes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, the clown got him? Oh, shit. Hold up. You snap it? You snap it?
In the 90s, they would have just been playing video games all the time.
You're good.
But I think the original book is in the 50s.
Also, if it was in now, they would have never made a paper boat with wax and
As
then
fun.
follow it down a drain.
And that book,
like this guy would be playing on his iPad.
Old school cliche suburban America,
Yeah.
like
That's some main
activities
shit
going
right
on.
Go get the wax from downstairs.
Who the fuck has wax in
I
their
grew
house?
up in New York City. I thought they were gonna burn a candle. When he was painting this shit with the Elmers, I was like, "This is Elmers. This is
I had a
not wax."
basement. I had a basement like a creepy basement like that.
Did you have
Dude.
wax in the basement?
No, we didn't have it.
Yo, yeah, like I didn't have any
do
wax
that,
in my
dude.
basement.
Nah, we had a roller.
Bro. Let me. You had a what?
The old school roller.
See, I don't play with this basement shit. You know what I do not do also? There's another thing I don't fuck with the suburbs. I don't put the trash out at night. Like that, go drop the trash out and then walk back in the fucking
By the way,
dark.
like that doesn't have to be done at night.
No. Say
It can
what?
be done at any- it doesn't have to be done at night.
If it's going to be me, it's going to be done during the day. I did that once during the night. Never again will I do that shit. I did a moonwalk so I could watch everybody trying to attack me after I dropped that fucking trash.
I think it's the funniest thing when you get city kids in the burbs and like the shit they're afraid of is hilarious to me. Like it's just like kid, like because you think you grew up in New York City, you saw everything, you shouldn't be scared of anything. It's just like,
No.
and they see a little darkness and like hear one noise and they just fucking freak the fuck out.
Bro,
It's the best.
raccoons. I saw raccoons in college. They have dexterity with their fingers, like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and they have like a like an air of
Did you thumb wrestle a
Entitlement.
raccoon? I mean, how are you so familiar with the dexterity level of this raccoon?
I said, get out of here, and I swear the raccoon put one finger up like, I'm not done eating. Like, it was that good, bro. It was like, I'm not finished with your garbage yet. And they're very entitled, these raccoons. Incredibly
entitled.
You
yeah.
walk over, and they literally don't move. They look at you like, can I help you? You good? Okay, good. And then I walk by. I'm used to the etiquette in New York where if I make a fast gesture towards an animal, the animal moves. Right? That's how things work here. Not with raccoons.
No.
Very brave.
Yeah.
Very brave animals, these
That's
raccoons.
their country out there.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
their-
I get why we made hats out of them. You know, because it was a badge of honor to kill a raccoon back in the day.
Yeah.
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 Davy Crockett.
Did Davey have one?
Davy Crockett.
Yeah,
Was that the guy?
Thanks for having one.
That's the
yeah.
hat.
That's how
King
little
of
I
the
know
Wild
about the
Frontier.
suburbs. I'm like, did he
You've
play
never
for
heard
the
the legend of
Twins?
Davey
That guy sounds like a baseball player, huh? Remember Davey? Yeah.
He had the hat. He had the raccoon hat.
Okay. What else? Stranger Things knockoff. If there's no Stranger
Well, I
Things,
mean-
do we love this movie?
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Yo, I mean, part of the reason why people are liking this movie because it does have that feel of Stranger Things. It's like this fun thing to watch. It's a scary movie.
nostalgic.
In between these like really like suspenseful scenes, you're laughing.
Yep.
And you kind of feel good,
Yeah.
right? Like you felt good. Like you're
Yep.
watching like kids riding bikes. Like
You're rooting for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like that's part of the reason why this movie's so successful is because it's kind of got that Stranger Things feel to it.
So they're trying to play off the success of Stranger Things.
I don't know if that was done intentionally, but that's definitely how it came
I think
off.
when they reapproached making this remake of it, they probably had Stranger
They said
Things in
Stranger
mind.
Things killed it. What can we do that's in this same genre? Oh,
Yeah.
let's remake it.
Yeah,
Boom.
and it's also a generational thing. Like I'm sure the writers and directors of it and Stranger Things, the creators, the Duffer Brothers, they're '80s kids, so it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
You know, they're setting these stories in decades that they grew up in when they were that age. You know?
Yeah.
And people like watching that. They like being taken back to that. They like hearing the songs on the soundtrack. They like all that shit. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this thing about, I don't know what it is, like, and I'm kind of supportive of it. It sucks we have to go back to the 80s to find it, but like bravery in kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like adult movies are all about men that are just pussies and they like befriend a girl through like being supportive of her and her breakup, and then hopefully the girl finds something magical in the guy and they love each other and then they're in this relationship, which never fucking happens.
What movie
Because a
is
guy,
that?
That's every movie that
that's
you're
every
watching.
movie
at your
you
place.
guys watch together.
I don't know that movie.
Vince
Vaughn was no coke.
What is that, bro? I didn't understand that. What kind of movies you watching, bro? All I'm saying is it's nice to see these little kids facing their fears, not being like triggered by everything like these millennials are now, not being offended by everything. They're like, oh, I'm afraid of something. I'm going to go and face the thing I'm afraid of, eventually beat it, and I'm going to be more brave because of it.
Yeah. They were pretty edgy too. I mean, there was a rock battle in the middle of this
Well, I mean, the bully level is
well, that was like
really inappropriate.
When they started cutting Tits' chest up.
it went 0 to 100, man. That shit was crazy. He's like, they went from like doing like a normal bully beat up to like, I'm gonna carve my name in your stomach.
No,
he's like,
escalated.
That's
real,
he's like,
I'm like, it's so good because they just went from hey tits, and they're like, your tits are mine now. They just started chopping.
They're like, let me carve your fucking name in.
Yo, and his dismount too. He like backflipped over the edge and rolled down.
Legit.
Yeah.
Very, very, very legit. Yeah, he was an odd character, that bully dude.
Yeah. He was kind of like the physical, like the human manifestation of it, I guess. Or I don't know. I don't know what the whole...
Yeah, he was the human manifestation of my dad doesn't love me.
Yeah. But he was like kind of the villain too. He was like the human antagonist.
Yeah. His dad wasn't like all that bad. His dad kind of like
his dad
pegged him as an asshole and, acted appropriately.
His son is just...
Can we ask a question? Where are the moms?
No moms.
There was
only
one.
Mom
it was the one Jewish mom.
Crazy, yeah.
It was was she the Jewish mom?
Jewish mom.
No.
She wasn't even the Jewish mom. The one that was so worried about the what's it called? The hypochondria. What is that called?
Yeah,
But there's a Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah.
Wait,
where they convince
that.
Where they tell your kid, they tell you tell your kid you're sick so that he relies on you or she relies on you.
So
tell him that.
Yo, just go listen to Cleaning Out My Closet, and they'll explain the whole thing.
Yep, that makes sense. I got it. It just played in my head.
Marco.
Yeah.
I noticed that when Poopa was in her bikini that you said you were nudging me and you were like, it's about time.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, what did you say?
I said you're making me feel very uncomfortable sexualizing this movie that we're watching right now about adolescents coming to age. I mean, it's a normal thing.
It's a weird thing though. Like it's an R movie, right? So like you're watching these like coming of age kids, and then there's like times where you're like, are they gonna like take like where is this going?
Yeah, it's gonna get a little too
it gets
sexual.
uncomfortable. Yeah. Like when they were jumping off the cliff, I was like, is she really gonna like?
Hold on, real quick. So this town sucks. Right?
Fucking sucks.
It's fine.
But there's a
it's fine.
He's been to Iraq. This is a dream. You're saying only six people every 27 years. All right.
Medium income in the 60s. It's fine. Good healthcare system.
80s, but
right. Like it was okay.
Listen, shitty wells.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There's a bad sewer system.
Maybe the message is upgrade the sewage system,
bro. So this is really a metaphor for Detroit, for Flint. This is a Flint metaphor.
Just stop.
What? Just stop. What?
Yo, so the town sucks.
Yeah.
But there's this place where you can go cliff jumping in the town.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones that, like, it's summer, right? If there's a place in this shitty town where you can go cliff jumping, wouldn't every fucking kid be there? It would be the only thing I did all fucking summer.
Well, they're all in the sewers, apparently.
You love the water.
Doesn't matter. Who would be there?
Not everyone loves the water.
Everyone would be there.
So pissed about it. How do they not have swim trunks? They're all in their tighty whities. You knew you were going to cliff jumping today.
Yeah.
Just take your fucking swim trunks.
They didn't know they were going to cliff jumping.
They didn't.
Here's the thing. They should be going cliff jumping every day because there's a spot in this shitty town where you can go fucking cliff jumping.
Yeah. They live in Mohonk.
No, it's not even. It's worse.
Wait, Mohonk is bad?
I have no idea.
Where's Mohonk?
Mohonk's in Jersey. I thought you guys know about these things.
No, Mohawk's not in Jersey.
Mohonk.
No, it's not.
Mohonk?
You can't just pick an Indian tribe and assume it's Jersey.
Hey, they live by Iroquois.
Native American.
I thought Mohonk was like upstate New York or something.
Armonk?
Was that racist? Did I say,
Did I fuck that up?
Did I fuck that? That was my favorite thing. Did I fuck that up?
What was the word that I used?
Chintzy.
Everyone looked at me like I was crazy. I thought I offended someone.
Wait, what was the context of it? What was the context of it? We're in the car, and then Marco we're talking about something. He goes, yeah, it was a little kind of chintzy. And then all of us kind of like get quiet. We're like, what? We're quiet because we're confused about the word, right? And then Marco's first reaction is, oh boy, did the racism bubble up? Did the racism come up?
Is that racial?
Yeah, he goes,
fuck that up?
He goes, was that racial? Did I fuck that up?
Listen, I'm woke out here, man. I'm trying to be woke.
Yo, you are so
Trying
woke,
to be
bro.
woke 24/7.
Okay, can we talk about, is there any other points about this movie?
The love triangle? I don't get.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
It never really came to like. My man got played, but like they didn't really.
Tits got
you know
played.
what? You know what's going to happen?
He
though?
just took it laying down.
You know what's going to happen?
That guy always does.
I would have liked to see Tits get with her.
I'm calling it right now. I've never read the second part of the book. He's going to come back 27 years later looking amazing. Tits.
Oh, DJ Khaled.
So
He's going to be fit.
All right, so they
And,
cast,
and then she's going to be like, oh, shit.
so Chris Pratt is playing tits.
Exactly.
Chris
something
Pratt
like
is going to
that.
be tits, and then Ellen Page is going to be. It's going to be a whole thing. The trans thing plays. I'm telling you, they need a trans character.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tits comes back.
But our
he's
man
doing great.
Tits kept getting fucking boxed out every.
He wrote the verse of the movie with that poem.
He had bars.
Bars.
And he goes,
Bars, yeah.
bars.
No, but he was quoting a poem, wasn't he?
Wait, what?
Yo, give Titty some credit, bro.
Uncultured.
Wait, I give him mad credit, dude.
He was.
He's a plagiarizer. That's
He had
what
all
Marco
the
said.
information. He was the character that presented the entire backstory.
That
His
that
kids brought
community
her
was
back
not
to life.
was not concerned with the fact that their missing children was 12 times the national average.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
how did
concerned
Tits
at all.
figure that out
Shitty
with
town.
one library section? How many not friends do you have to have where you actually do the research on how many kids are stolen and killed?
Yeah, Tits is actually going to be Theo Epstein in like in the next.
He is. He's Moneyball. He's Kid Ball.
Comes back to movie as Brad Pitt as Billy B.
Yo, the best was when they went to his room and he went in there and he I guess he hid his porno magazines, but like left all like the nerd shit that was on the wall.
Yeah,
Did you catch
yeah.
that?
I want to know what he hid. I didn't see what he hid.
Must have been like.
I
Oh
guess
no, he hit
It was
the
New Kids on the Block
He
shit.
hit the New Kids on the
Yeah,
Block.
Oh, shit.
I like that little
All right.
punch in it. That was pretty funny.
That was funny. All the
poster?
references.
Yeah.
No, the references, like the quick one-liners.
It was
I
a
thought that
funny,
was funny.
like funny script. It was pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
There were a few lines where I was laughing pretty hard from that.
I think that's my favorite part about maybe dramas or non-comedic films is like you build up this suspense so that when there is a funny line, you get the most laughter out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas in comedy, we know you're trying to make us laugh.
That's
So
why
our
comedy's harder.
expectation- It's so much harder.
Because you have to earn. You're keeping. It's almost like you're keeping score of the laughs that people are expecting to have when they
Yeah.
go to see a show or
Yeah.
a movie that's a comedy. But when it's like a surprise laugh, it's almost better because you weren't expecting to laugh. Like I didn't
Absolutely.
go to it thinking I was going to laugh at all,
Not at all.
and I laughed like 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah. It really speaks to like why we laugh in the first place. It's a tension cutter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And these types of movies that build tension really well, you either get scared or you laugh.
Yeah.
That's really what happens.
I had a little system worked out where like every time I was scared and then they would have a
jerked off.
pop out thing. I would,
That was mine.
That was yours. I knew you were ruffling over there. Poopa,
I would,
poopa, poopa.
Not in the theater. I mean, whatever.
it's not an animal. Come on.
One more Pacific.
It's not a fucking animal.
No, what was your system?
I had a system. I would reward myself with a piece of candy every time there was a stressful
Oh yeah, what
moment.
was
Yo,
this
so-
candy
yo,
thing with?
So I sit down. Jack's got like a cup of what were you eating? It was like M&M's.
So you guys were in line,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't want to miss the trailer, so I went. I found this,
machine.
the candy dispensary machine, and it was $5, and I was like, sweet, I'll get a little Spree, and I'll throw in some Reese's.
Spree.
Yeah, Spree.
Do they,
Chewy
they
Spree.
still make Spree?
Apparently,
Sprees, plural.
no Spree.
It's Spree.
No, the plural of Spree is Spree.
Spree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Spry. No,
Spree.
it's Spree.
Anyway, so
Stop adding S's, Mr.
sit down-
Milanowskis.
I sit down. Jack's got like a little cup, like a little like 6-ounce plastic cup.
Yeah.
With some candies in it.
Yeah.
Right. And like an hour and a half later, I noticed he's still like picking them out, and I'm just like. There was like 8 pieces in there. How the fuck
Yeah,
is
that's
he
that Mary
rationing
Poppins cup. I
this
just
out
couldn't-
for so long?
Fucking Pavlov's dogging himself. Over here, ding ding.
Exactly what I was doing.
Ding ding.
I was like, ooh, all right, I got through that, and then I would just take one piece of candy. Yeah,
Reward for
exactly.
so you
I
don't
reward
get
myself
scared.
for being brave. I was like, oh, that was good. All right, you did good. You, piece of candy.
You can make it through,
Yeah,
Jack.
you got this.
You
got
can
this
make
next
it
one.
through.
And then if it was a really scary moment, I'd have 2. Yeah. Like when its teeth came out, I'd be like, whoa.
You didn't share this plan.
I saw
like,
Haney
with the rest
picked up
of
on
us.
it. I didn't think-
Bro,
I didn't have my snacks.
know that's what you're doing.
We
I'm just like, how does he
devoured
still have-
the
what is
Welch's.
this bottomless magic cup that he has? That he just keeps picking things out of it.
By the end of the movie, I saw Haney look at me. He's like, you still got candy in there, motherfucker?
He's like, yeah, I got lots of candy left. I did well. I was a big kid today.
I was a good boy. I did.
Yeah.
Dude, my family-sized Welch's didn't make it through the what's it called? The previous.
Yeah, it was
Yo, and
gone.
you offered me Welch's, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I got
good.
my
I
whole
just
setup.
buy-
Was that like a scare?
I heard what he really said. He goes, I don't deserve it.
I have to earn this.
What part made you jump the most?
The one, I think we both jumped. I think we held hands during it, too.
Yeah. I think I might have like made a noise.
Yeah, you made it.
Yeah, you're like, no, it was when
when she hit her dad with the
it's always when there's something before it,
right?
And you think that's the scary moment.
Because
And
there
then
was
right
no
after-
build. There was no musical build up. You didn't know it was coming. She killed her dad, which was weird, right? Because
He wasn't dead.
he wasn't dead.
No, I thought he was.
I feel like she killed
There
her
was
dad.
breathing.
He was breathing.
There was breathing. So I think
100%.
the breathing, the wheezing, was supposed to let us believe that she didn't kill him.
Okay, she killed her dad.
She didn't kill her dad. She's in child
But
protective
anyway,
services right now.
so whatever. She hits.
She's with her
dad
mom in Portland.
on.
Where?
Aunt.
No,
Oh, that's
there's
right, because there
moms.
are no such
moms
things as
in this
moms in
world,
Derek.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Of course,
she
that's
hits
why all the
him.
guys are pedophiles, because there's
goes
no
to
women in
turn-
fucking town to bang.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, jeez.
She goes to turn the clown just right there.
Yes.
You fucking
Jumped.
jumped.
No, that was, yeah.
Highest vertical leap I've had since I was 16.
Yeah, true story. You call backboard.
Back when I was using like jump soles.
I had those shits too, bro. I had those shits too. All right, Marco.
I didn't. So
He didn't
He's a-
jump.
yeah,
He's trying to
yeah.
act
I
like
didn't
he didn't
fucking jump,
No,
bro.
you sat next to him. He had to.
Bro,
jump.
we
When
held
did I
hands for the
jump?
first
That's
30
not true.
minutes of the movie, webbing to webbing. Why would you act like we didn't jump?
when he was talking to the little kid when he went first by the gutter,
Yeah.
I was like a little creeped out by that. I was like, it's kind of creepy, right?
Yeah.
But what I wanted to know from what you got, like, because I don't watch scary movies,
Yeah.
like, where does that rank on just the fear factor of like how many times you were scared? Because like I have no baseline to judge it off. Arachnophobia I saw when I was 12.
I'm
Last
pretty
scary
jumpy.
movie I saw.
I'm a pretty jumpy dude. Like, I would say it was pretty average for horror movies for me.
Is there like one you could compare it to?
Oh man,
The Ring? I don't know. That seems like a
Yeah, I
popular
saw,
one.
yeah, I saw the ring. I
Are
don't know.
those Saw movies considered horror
They have some-
movies?
yeah,
Or
it's
are they
more
just
gory,
considered
But that's more
suspense?
like suspense and gore. Yeah, not like I'm going to scare the shit out
Yeah.
of you. What was the It Follows or something like that? Is that one of the ones?
That was one that came out a while
Not
ago.
It Follows. There's another one I'm thinking. It's there's like it's a series of them. There's 3 of them. They keep on making them. I don't.
I stay the fuck away from them.
yeah, I'm not a big horror guy.
Yeah, I just here's my issue with it. I wasn't exactly like that scared by the idea of these people's fears manifesting themselves. Like I'm more afraid of an actual real thing. Like I can suspend disbelief and believe in Jason. I can suspend disbelief and believe in Freddy even.
Right.
But I couldn't suspend that much disbelief with
When they're
each-
just
Right.
floating.
Yeah, like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, once you know that it's not real and they are telling themselves that, then you're like, all right, then it's not real.
So
Like,
what are we
just go-
worrying about here?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
You solved
see
the
that.
puzzle.
yeah.
I saw the puzzle. Yeah, I don't know what I think the part where I jumped the most was definitely that poop. No, I'm sorry. I think it was the first jump. I think it was the eyes opening in the well, not
That
the well,
was-
the drain.
Yeah, the sewer.
Yeah, the eyes opening the sewer. I think it was the first one. And
Actually,
I
I
knew
know.
it was coming. Go.
He took the arm straight off the kid.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, that's
that
an
was
aggressive
good, yeah,
move right off
that
his
was
bat.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when my man shot him right, just point blank in the head when he shot his brother, point blank in the head.
Yeah.
When he pulled, what is it, Godfather 2?
Yeah.
When he took out Fredo.
Yeah, Fredo.
Yeah, dude. When he took him out, bro, that was
Yeah, with
impressive.
the cattle prod, right?
Yeah, he took a little No Country for Old
Yeah.
Men, but
Yeah,
whatever.
it's crazy.
It is what it is. I thought it was fucked up. The first scene with the black guy, he's got a gun pointed at something.
Yeah, I know.
It was a little interesting.
Yeah, there was a couple things with the black guy. Like, and then
I thought he was gonna be the first kid, like when mullet guy bully.
yeah.
I thought he was about to kill him right there, and I was like, they're really about to kill the only black kid. Like, really?
But then when
That's fucked up.
when they were all
Fucked up.
disbanding,
And then the next kid was like the Jewish kid. I was like, really going from the black kid to the Jewish kid? They really, this is really fucked up.
imaginative. But then when they were all disbanding, he didn't really have a reason to leave, and he's like, "Come on, guys, I can't really hang out with two white guys. I got to be out for a second." So he just left. Yeah.
Let's talk about ERW, Evan Rachel Wood.
All right.
All right, let's address this.
Then we're getting out of here. So basically, just to set the table with this situation, James Cameron, obviously, you guys know James Cameron as because he's one of the most famous and successful directors of all time. You could arguably say the most successful director of all time.
You can officially say just by box office. He's
Just by
the most
box office.
successful, yeah.
He directed Avatar, Titanic, Terminator 2, Alien Resurrection.
Second Alien, yeah. But-
Second Alien. Other movies, Jack?
Oh man, I mean,
Titanic?
Titanic.
Titanic, yeah.
Titanic.
Oh, did it?
Um,
Never saw it.
fuck.
Yeah, he Aquaman in Entourage.
Yeah, I guess the fictional version. Yeah.
Fictional movies that he's directed are. Anyway, basically, someone asked him how he felt about Wonder Woman in an interview. And in the interview, he said, and I wish I had exactly what he said. Maybe I do have exactly what he said here. But he basically, he kind of trashed it. And he trashed it in a way that I thought was quite interesting. He goes, she's an objective. I don't understand why Hollywood is celebrating itself so much for this movie. She's an objectified icon, which means essentially she's just this chick who's got her tits out. She's not really that interesting of a character besides being this really hot woman.
Did you see Wonder Woman?
No,
I didn't see it either.
I don't believe in like female superheroes.
Wait, what?
I don't believe in
That's
it.
Yeah, but
Maybe that's the problem right there.
That's
the problem right there.
No, but let me explain why.
You keep giving ammo to Evan Rachel Wood.
No.
Like
Let me explain why, though. Let me explain why. I don't believe in them as they're shown now for the exact same reason of James Cameron. I've spoken about this on Brilliant Idiots. Why are people drawn to superheroes? Because they're losers and dorks that get superpowers that losers and dorks in real life all wish they had. Right? Like Superman is boring. Nobody likes Superman.
Yeah, but Batman's
like,
fucking awesome.
But what we like is Spider-Man. Right? We like Spider-Man because Spider-Man was a dork and a loser, and then he got bitten by this, and then he could stand up for himself. He could stand up to the bullies. And then Batman on some level, I mean, Batman's superpowers, he's a billionaire. He's just
his superpower is that he's cool and he's rich.
Right. Yeah. I say his superpower is white privilege. That's Batman's superpower,
sure.
right? But in all reality, right? Like, yeah, I mean, it is, right?
I mean, there's an element to that, sure.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
Wayne Manor.
Yeah, Wayne, he got it good. You know, he's cool. There's no difference between him and like, I don't know, Warren Buffett.
I would say there's a certain amount of athleticism naturally that he would have to perform some of the moves that he does. You can't just teach anyone ninjutsu and you know, right?
Good point.
He has to have a natural set of athleticism that most people don't have.
Yeah, and a natural ability to appropriate cultures that have great martial arts. And
100%. Yeah, that's fine.
His whiteness again coming to save him. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Whiteness is undeniable.
Undeniable. But point is, and so what I don't like about the Wonder Woman character or these like super sexualized characters is they don't do the same thing. They're really there, in my opinion, for these nerd guys to jerk off to. Well, they're not there to represent the oppressed or disenfranchised girl who's a little fat and chubby and feels like a loser and sees that in a female superhero and then goes, oh my God, that fat chubby chick got bit by a spider and now she's got superpowers and now she's interesting, now she's cool, and now she can protect herself, etc.
Right.
I just don't think it does the same thing for women that male superheroes.
Well, I think the other thing that he was critiquing too was that in the movie, like, she's not the only one from her Amazonian tribe. They show all of them.
Right.
And the other ones are noticeably much more muscular. And you would think that, okay, that makes sense. Like, she would, like, do damage theoretically as a superhero. And she was much more the typical athletic fit, but, like, not the same level of muscularity. Right. And I think that's what Cameron was saying with some of the characters that he has casted before.
Right. Well, so his whole thing was, and he even brought himself up. He was like, I don't know how many times I have to do it. He goes, the characters that I put out in movies, Sarah Connor, for example, from Terminator 2, earned the respect of the audience, right? Through true grit. She was a shitty mom. She wasn't hot. And this is someone he married. She wasn't like this super hot chick or anything like that. She was kind of a douchebag.
That's his real life wife?
He married her at one point.
Right?
No, come on. They did the
Hollywood.
work. Come on. Avatar. Adios and give me a new one. So he's like, that character earned the respect of the audience. It wasn't like, here's this super hot chick that you're going to like because they're hot type of thing. So that's what it is. So I think his criticism, given his... Basically what happens is everybody started saying James Cameron mansplains to women why they shouldn't like Wonder Woman. And Evan Rachel Wood goes, what does she say exactly?
Also, that idea of the overly sexualized woman is something that I would say that we grew up when, as the 90s, as like the idea of, but that was the idea of feminism to some degree, as like a young guy growing up. It was like, don't overly sexualize females, right? Like that was like a clear thing that they didn't want people to do.
Right.
And it seems like the goalposts have shifted a little bit where it's like, that doesn't matter anymore, which is fine. I'm fine. Good either way.
It's
like,
okay. You're saying it's okay to over-sexualize women?
Now I think they find it empowering.
Like the slut walk.
Yeah, which listen, I'm fine with. I'm fine either way. But the goalposts have shifted in the last 10 years.
Here's the thing, though. You got to remember that the creators of these characters I'm thinking particularly like Street Fighter. There's a whole backlash over like video game female characters that have huge tits.
Totally.
But it's all the people who have created these characters are horny, nerdy guys who have never been laid.
Yeah, that's
I don't know who created Wonder Woman, but I'd take a bet and say that it's probably
that's my issue. Like these female superheroes are there just for these nerds to jerk off to. They're not developed by women, and if they're developed by dorky chicks, I promise you they'd be a dorky, pimply faced chick with some armpit hair that turned into a savage beast. Maybe not a super hot chick, but someone who was empowered and control of herself and could fight back against bullies and fight for justice or whatever.
The one thing that I do think was good about Wonder Woman, I didn't see it, but like I know my mom, my sister, a lot of like females really enjoyed having a superhero movie for the first time that they could go and see a woman as, it's like how many summers for the last 10 years have we had X amount of superhero movies to go and see, and we see a bunch of dudes, up there. So I get that. I didn't see the movie. Gal Gadot is really fucking attractive.
Hottie.
So I get it. But at the same time, I'm not going to complain that she's that attractive because I would definitely watch that movie and see her on there.
Yeah, sure. It works. I don't know. All I'm saying is that James Cameron said that, and then Evan Rachel Wood goes, James Cameron mansplaining Wonder Woman is exactly, in capitals, one of the reasons why women love Wonder Woman. I
don't even get the sentence, to be honest with you. We want to start there.
Bro, she just, how do I fit mansplained into a sentence?
But like, why does the fact that he mansplained it make women love the movie? I don't get the conclusion that she's
just looking for an argument.
She's looking for an argument to say he mansplained it. She listen, her politics are horrible. It's like low hanging fruit.
It's almost like it's a reminder that women, like female oppression still exists. Like here it is. So this movie is important because it empowers women.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and we were talking about this earlier.
Shout out to that.
My biggest issue is that James Cameron, and this is what I said to her. I go, James Cameron isn't mansplaining. He's one of the best directors in history who's always featured gender stereotype defying female leads splaining, right? So as he speaks, he's not speaking from his gender. He's speaking from someone who's put women of completely gender busting character types in his movies. I mean, look at Titanic. Kate Winslet starts as the typical female and then turns into this woman who becomes empowered, leaves her rich husband for some poor guy that she finds interesting.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, we already discussed.
Aliens.
Alien wasn't about Ripley or whatever the character's name was. I think it was Ripley. Originally, she was a side character, and then he changed the fucking arc of the movie to be about her. Right? So clearly this guy cares about breaking stereotypes.
One of the strongest female characters in a movie of all time. I mean, the whole movie is basically an allegory for her overcoming like rape, which is basically the alien attack.
Who played Ripley?
Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, right?
That's right. But I think from James Cameron's, what he was trying to say is that he's been doing this for 30 years. So why is all of a sudden this movie that did well this summer that, he's looking at it and he's like, I did this way better 10 times.
He wants credit.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Evan Rachel Wood writes back to me, you are so threatened by a woman's opinion.
But she's attacking a man's opinion in saying that.
Bro, she doesn't get it. You had a great argument before when you were likening it to what was it exactly?
So like what I'm saying is agree with James Cameron's opinion is not the argument. It's whether or not James Cameron, who's done all these things, is even allowed to have an opinion.
Right.
And we're saying, based on the resume that you threw out there, the fact that he's a director in Hollywood and he's one of the guys, if probably the only one at his timeline, to feature women in gender changing roles.
Yep.
He is one of the most qualified men to have an opinion on feminism in movies, right? Or people, right? So what I was saying is that we see a lot of stuff today where everyone has an opinion on anything. And from my perspective, something that I know and it's near and dear to me is obviously the military. And I see a lot of people who are probably 2 to 3 years out of college, many of them women, explaining and dictating and through any media outlet that you can find on the internet right now, exactly how the military should change to accommodate women in certain roles. And it's fine. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have this conversation. I'm not saying their opinion is wrong. But if they're allowed to have that opinion, speaking from a perspective of something they know not about, by her definition, that would be the opposite of mansplaining or woman. I don't know what you would call it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was coming from, where but here, a personal experience that I've been through that they can't relate to.
Even in that situation, your issue is not that they're a woman. Your issue is that they have no experience in the field. Like that's what strikes me about your argument. You're like these people are having opinions about the military without even being in the military,
right? Which is fine.
Which,
to be honest with you,
if there was a woman who was there for 20 years in the military and she had an opinion on it, you'd probably listen because she put the time in. James Cameron is a 4-star female 100%. General in this position.
100%.
But I agree, it is a little hypocritical. She's fighting for this. The whole idea, or one of the ideas of feminism, is this idea like, hey, we don't want to be judged based on our vaginas for everything we do.
Right.
Right. So if every single thing that you suggest, men are saying, we don't need your opinion because you're a woman, it's discredited, and you're fighting against that. When a man has an opinion, you can't chalk it up to his gender.
Correct.
Just remove gender from the entire thing. The whole idea of mansplaining is sexist in general.
And guys are going to say dumb shit. They're going to be some guy out there on Twitter who says some dumb sexist shit.
Yeah, like I don't believe in
right? Like female that like if you want to call that mansplaining, like fine. Like, but not James Cameron.
Let's call mansplaining what it is. You're just silencing someone because you don't have an argument to rebut them.
Right.
It's an easy way. It's like when you say something to correct your parents and they go to your room and you're like, I'm right? And they're like, just go to your room.
Right.
Isn't your current comedy tour called Mansplaining?
Hell yeah, it's called Mansplain.
But like you could
I'll be in San Diego this weekend. Y'all want to come out and get some mansplaining, bitches? You know what I mean? Evan Rachel Wood, take a drive down to American Comedy Company in San Diego, California.
But you could just disagree with someone and not label it as this overarching problem that you see with society.
Facts.
Right.
And you don't have to label it based on their gender.
Correct.
People can have shitty opinions regardless if they got a dick or pussy.
Yeah.
Haney?
No, I got nothing to say.
You got nothing to say. No. You're like, there's a woman talking and I don't care to respond.
I think clearly.
No, I agree. I agree with what you guys are saying. I thought I don't know. Like, I get what she's trying to do, but it's just that. See, this is her behavior is what kind of gets people annoyed with the whole feminism thing. It's just like, listen, this is James Cameron. If it was me saying it, I could see you being like, yo, shut the fuck up,
sure,
dickhead, right? But it's like James Cameron. It's like respect. Like, give the respect that you're asking for in return. Like, you feel like women who earn respect should get respect, and they absolutely should.
You know what it is?
James Cameron has earned respect. He can have an opinion.
Absolutely. It's like if you had a Chinese black studies professor, and he's teaching black studies, and there's a black kid in class like, yo, Dr. Lee, shut the fuck up. Yo, you don't know shit about black people, this, that, the other. And it's like, no, he doesn't know your experience. But he's put the time in and he knows about different things that have happened throughout history to black people.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So James Cameron's not telling you what it is to be a woman. He's just saying, yo, I put some broads in cool positions in films. Nobody gives me any credit. You put Wonder Woman's tits out there and all of a sudden it's this feminist, icon, movement, etc. And then Jimmy Simpson chimes in and tries to take a swipe at me.
The best. So go ahead. Keep finishing.
Fucking Jimmy Simpson. Anyway.
So reread her.
Oh, yes. Sushil, you were so threatened by a woman's opinion. And then I said, how a third-wave modern feminist avoids debate. 1, make an accusation of sexism. 2, imply said accusation is rooted in fear. 3, use emojis.
She used an emoji. That's why he said that.
And then he goes,
thanks, Marco.
Thank you, Marco, for having my back. Then she goes, how to spot an egomaniac.
Deflecting.
Oh, shit,
deflecting. Not even part of the argument.
I only saw the first one.
Then she goes, a crown in his Twitter handle, #emoji. I would say, now, I'm not saying I'm not an egomaniac. I definitely can admit that I'm an egomaniac. That being said, you got to be one hell of an egomaniac to tell a director that he shouldn't have an opinion on movies.
Yeah.
Like, that is egomaniac.
Not just a director. It's
James
basically the director.
Cameron.
Yeah, it's the director.
Exactly. So we're both egomaniac. Maybe we'll date, me and Evan Rachel Wood.
I think you guys got some tension.
She's
talented. Love her as an actress.
Oh, amazing.
She's a great actress.
What else has she done? She's done something.
You know what? I think
Did
they're
she
both.
do the one with Clooney and what's his name? What was that? Her? The political one.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
she was good. I loved her. Loved her.
I think the problem here. I think they're both method actors, and they're just still in character.
She's Dolores.
Westworld. She's Dolores. And Jimmy Simpson is whatever his character's name is.
No,
Man
I
in
think
Black.
she's like that. No, I think she's
he's what's his name, right?
The haircut,
he's
Ed Harris.
in Black.
Yeah.
She's like that. That's how she.
Ed Harris.
No, she has the low hate. It's like a lot of people in Hollywood have these kind of like pandering opinions, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's part of like the desire to be liked or the desire to be
It's the group think is to be the cool kid table. That's the cool kid table on the internet, right?
No, it's the California like LA.
It's not even that though. It's like
No,
Twitter.
listen, I'm not saying like only people in California, LA think like that, but I'm just saying like like the young Hollywood. It seems like they kind of get out there. That's the wave.
Yeah.
They meet. They're coming from like Nebraska. They're coming from all these places where they've never seen like any diversity.
Right.
And then they go and then they start having all the experiences. It's like them going to college.
No, but like
right?
everyone's
except they're like 26.
But like everyone's experiencing that now on the internet, right? And it's like this cool kid table of people who want to be super progressive, which is fine. But the problem is like her and like Jimmy throw themselves a pep rally for that, thing that you had.
Yeah.
And it makes people like me, who consider myself pretty progressive, but like it just makes people like roll my eyes. And now like, what have you really gained from that?
This is why Trump wins.
This
is exactly why Trump.
I didn't vote for Trump, so
no, I didn't either. I didn't either.
This and many other things, but
I'm sorry. Definitely this and many other things, but this
this is qualified.
But it deafens you.
This and a lot of bullshit.
But this type of
Are you
lack
familiar
of
with the term like
consistency.
coastal elite? Is that the term?
Yeah.
The coastal elite. So like this is what people
Limousine liberals, they call themselves.
this is what people refer to as the coastal elite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think what happens with actors specifically is there's a deep-rooted desire for acceptance. Like these are people that want to be liked.
Deeply. I mean, in order to
Deeply
be
insecure.
an actor or an actress, you have to be a certain level of deep insecure. You have to be deeply insecure.
Cute. Like think about it. Like to be a comic, you got to be insecure to go up there and ask for acceptance, right?
Yeah.
But at least I'm writing my own words.
Is that what it is? Do you feel like that's about an insecurity issue?
100%.
I feel like you're going to be like extremely secure and confident to go on stage and
It's
play.
a combination of both.
He said, I remember he said that one time. Like to be a star, it's this thin line between insecure and overly confident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need to have
up.
absolutely both. You need to have extreme confidence to think that what you say is more important than everybody in that room and they should listen to you, and the insecurity to need them to validate it.
To need those laughs,
Right.
Or
to
the
need
reaction.
them to go, like, you kind of know it's brilliant. And then when they laugh, you're like, yeah, of course I'm fucking brilliant.
But if they don't, then you're like,
But if you don't, you're like, I guess I'm not that brilliant,
Yeah.
So it's that. It's kind of like a boat with a little leak in it. You just need to scoop out the water.
I got it. All right.
You know what I mean?
Good analogy.
I kind of do this for a living. So a guy says to me after I comment to Evan Rachel Wood, some random guy goes, he goes, this is exactly the problem. You're telling a woman not to speak when she should speak, which I didn't, or something like that. You need to sit down.
You were defending James Cameron.
I was defending James Cameron.
And he put Evan Rachel Wood on the tweet.
So I said to this guy, I was like, dude, do you actually get pussy like this? Like, is this the new build your IKEA furniture?
Right.
Which is what guys used to do back in the day.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to build your IKEA furniture and eventually get some
Now
pussy.
I'm going to impress you with my progressive feminist nature.
These male feminists are the new IKEA furniture builders, right?
In theory.
In theory. Fact. So Jimmy says to me, wait, though, does this work for you? ? Have you ever had sex with an actual woman saying things like that? Kind of funny because he fucks robots in his show, but whatever. And then he goes, like an 80s ski movie bully, which I thought was a good reference.
How many 80s ski bully movies are there?
The thing is,
I think we got to make one. I think we got to make him.
No. Seriously, how many 80s hot tub time machine? That was made in the 2000s. There's a myth of the 80s.
I can't call the movie, but I can't specifically call the movie. But there's like this image in my head of a movie I've seen.
Yes.
Of like the old 80s ski movie.
Yes.
I kind of wish they remake that
yes,
movie. Yes,
dude, I know what you're talking about. That's that Poconos coming out of you.
I did think it was funny that like that was a funny reference, very random. I appreciate random.
It's too random.
Yeah, it was random and specific. Whatever.
Fine. I'll chalk that one up.
Whatever. It was fine. It wasn't.
But like, him like kind of like scoffing at you, like, get pussy. Like, this is how you speak.
First of all, I've had girls like you had like your one friend who maybe like I don't know can't get pussy, and like you'll be like with a bunch of girls, you'll be with a bunch of guys, and like girls will make comment like, man, that kid needs to get some pussy. Like, girls will say that shit all the time.
What are we upset about here? The
I don't know.
semantics of get pussy? Hey man, have you never had a friend come back from Mexico?
See, here's the thing. He did.
How did you meet any people?
Yeah.
Any hearts
Did
this
you get some
weekend?
numbers?
Did you connect?
Did you slay any hearts?
Did you slay any hearts?
What was that thing I see one time?
Did you
hold
connect
hands?
emotionally?
I don't know. You say lots
Did you
of
make eye
things.
contact?
Yeah, it's like stop acting, and that's the bullshit I hate. Stop acting like you're above get pussy. Nobody's above get pussy.
I think it's what Haney was saying is that he's trying to appeal to.
He's doing what
He's IKEA furniture.
He's doing what the guy did before. Like that you
you're
made
right.
fun of. He did the exact same thing.
I think they're both method.
He came in and said, "No, let me show you I'm culture, and I don't say things like "get pussy." He's trying to like impress his friend / co-star / whatever.
Yeah,
didn't impress me.
Like in the show, he's like, "I'm different. I'm not like the rest."
Yeah.
And
he was
in real life.
He was still in character.
That's a good point.
He was still in character.
It's going to be so funny next season when we do this show, and I remind him how many girls he rapes per episode because he's about to wear Black Cat.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't this next season he turns into Ed Harris,
I mean,
right?
we're going to get into this later. I got a theory about the Man in Black that he's not actually a bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, WesterBros is going to be very interesting when this Westworld kicks back in. Any other final thoughts, guys?
I mean, I know I got some homework. I got a lot of romantic comedies to watch, apparently. 'Cause these two over here.
That's just a good time. Like, I don't even know.
Well, I mean, after I heard how eloquent and like great he was at
Come by
explaining.
my place.
Hitch, Love Actually.
Yo, Marco, give your top five.
He's not that. He's not that into you.
Rob-
The best ensemble one. He's not that
I
into
hate the
you.
ensemble ones.
But that one's the best ensemble one. Dude, Justin Long. That guy was
Overrated.
Can I quote you on that? The movie
Crushed that one.
The review is just
crushed that one.
from Marco.
First of all, that's okay. No,
Rotten Tomatoes.
That's how we're gonna do reviews. That's how we're gonna do reviews on this show. How many pachushes? Okay, how many out of 5 pachushes? How many pachushes?
Right,
How many
3 pachushes
out of 5? How many?
3. Just because that's generous.
So you were really? It was more like 2 pachushes and a.
Just because like I wasn't that scared, I don't feel that terrible about myself. So like, and it held my attention for 2 hours.
Okay, so that's a 3.
Patushes. Hit him with the beatbox. I got to get together my list of rom-coms. All
right, so next episode.
Sounds like we got to do a whole other episode.
Yeah, just break up at the near top of the list, though.
That's the one with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah,
you like that?
Actually, that was a good movie.
Favreau.
That movie's funny.
Yeah. Anytime you get Favreau and
Bateman was in it.
One of the last good Vaughn movies.
You know what I like about that one? I know we're wrapping
The
up.
Madden scene alone was
The
fucking
Madden scene's
priceless.
great, but you know what? It ends realistically. They don't get back together.
Yeah, well, it's open ended. You don't know,
Yeah, but
right? I like to think they do. I'm maybe a hopeless romantic deep down. I don't know. But it's up to you. I don't know.
Wait, was the Madden scene like a video game scene?
Yeah.
But was that a ripoff of the NHL?
No, it wasn't a ripoff of anything.
if anything, they got
Vaughn
permission
was
'cause they
doing
both-
magic in that scene.
No, but
You talking about from Swingers?
I'm from Swingers
Yeah.
when they play NHL.
But that's the same team combo, so they probably it was a callback.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah, it's like a
an
callback. It was
homage,
Favreau's an
if you will.
homage.
Okay, fine.
This was better. But whatever.
It was better than the
No,
Swingers
it wasn't
one.
better than Swingers.
Swingers one was unbelievable.
Swingers
That was a
was
young
amazing.
Vaughn. No.
Okay, first of all, Vaughn was like my favorite actor.
He's
great.
Was.
Man.
Keyword is was.
Was
He's,
he's
But-
it's it's a shame, but like he holds a special place in my heart. Swingers changed my life.
All of us too. I think our age,
Swingers is amazing.
we grew up with Vaughn in a
Vaughn and
certain way.
Favreau, and then I mean, dude, that movie made me realize like, oh, you could be charming.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Like, wow, you could charm women and they'll sleep with you.
Yeah.
Before that, I thought you were just nice
And you
to
could
them.
say crazy shit.
You could
Like,
say
just say crazy shit.
Bro, it was so I literally I can't wait to show my son when I have one that movie. I
Right.
can't wait to see and not sit there when just let him watch it on his own. I wonder if it will affect
You
him
turn
the
it
same
on
way.
and slowly and turn off the lights and just
No,
leave the room.
I'm gonna have a fucking what is that movie? A Clockwork Orange. I'm gonna tie him
That
to the
whole
chair,
dome, yeah.
okay, and have him watch it in loop over and over until he learns how to get pussy. Do you have some big claws yet? Do you have these big claws?
You're just teaching him to say "get pussy."
Exactly.